130 reasons why I love being an atheist. Number 15. Questioning authority is expected and respected. So growing up as a child, any threat or rejection of authority was seen as a threat. Questions about where you get authority and why you think you should be in charge were met with animosity and just meanness. Because when you grow up in a culture that believes that because you're a man, you should be in charge, people aren't selected due to their ability, their experience, and their work ethic. They're elected because they're the most obvious for the job. But that doesn't mean they're qualified, and it doesn't mean they're a decent human being. Because if being a decent human being was required to be president of the United States, we would have very few presidents. Because being decent means not breaking the law. And I don't know of a president alive that didn't break the law. I mean, we elected a president with over 30 felonies. It's always funny when he says he's going to crack down on crime. The convicted criminal is going to crack down on crime. What's next? Cracking down on rape? If you want to be taken seriously, don't crack down on crimes you've committed. So, questioning authority is something that should be universal. My own sister says you're not supposed to question authority, and I always respond, if authority isn't kept in check, it becomes a tyrant. And it's true. That's why we have 3 government branches: the legislative, executive, and judiciary. It's called balance of power. Nobody should have too much power. And when Christian authority doesn't like to be questioned, held accountable, or forced to be transparent, it's all about power. And authority doesn't like to be questioned, because if you live in a world where you can't hold authority accountable, you live in a cult. Because cults are not about leadership. It's about being a megalomaniac. And any institution that tries to get rid of people who challenge or try to silence people who holds authority accountable, you have a power vacuum. And being an atheist taught me that questioning authority is something you should do every day. Hold everyone accountable. Absolute power corrupts absolutely, and it's true. You elect a megalomaniac to be president, he then wants to become king. And the problem with religion is people don't respond positively, consistently, to people challenging authority, because then you're viewed as a threat. Free thinkers are viewed as a threat. It's kind of like that movie, The Revenge of the Body Snatchers. When they realize you're not one of them, or that you have free will and the ability to have objective thinking, they view you as a threat. They don't shriek at you, but the parallel there is very easy to see. And questioning authority is what keeps everyone safe. It always has. Blindly believing whatever you're taught is how people end up in cults, or dead, or both. I won't drink the Kool-Aid. I choose instead to question everything, including myself. I may believe something today. I might believe something tomorrow. I go where the facts and research says, and what is backed up by the most accredited people in the country or in the world. I never believe something just because a man of God says it, because there's a lot of men of God right now going to prison, and it's not for tax evasion. So I always question and challenge authority. I choose not to be in religions and institutions that create this power vacuum and power imbalance. I don't like that. And since I'm in the majority, women are the majority on this planet, I choose to rule myself. I've had enough of white men being in charge. I just want to be in charge of my own life. And I've seen my parents get kicked out of multiple churches for challenging a common belief. And religious people are nice to you until you start having objective thought. And then they see you as a threat. And not much has changed in 25 years. So I'll take my questioning authority and holding people accountable over than being a blind, brainless follower any day.